need to take your ass outside with that.
Go outside and cleanse yourself. Cause it ain't everybody in the house, it's you, bitch.
When I found out Pod and Cow were getting a series together, I was so excited because I adore them. I thought the pairing was really interesting and was curious to see how they would turn out together. I had actually never heard of this novel before. Usually when a new BL comes out, especially a GMM one, I've already read the book or at least heard of it, but I had never heard of Tonhon and Chonlatee before. So as I do, I went to read it to prepare for the series version. It's not my favorite book I've ever read. I enjoyed it, but in my opinion, it was nothing revolutionary. I was still excited for the series because of the cast, but the series version is not what I wanted or expected. I don't like it up to this point, to be completely honest. My issues with the adaptation is what pushed me to make this. I wasn't planning on it and have gone back and forth on whether I should make a video, but the more I watch the more frustrated I get, so I decided to go ahead with an explanation of how GMMTV messed up Tonhon and Chonlatee's story. Let's go. This is the main reason I wanted to make this video, because I was shocked with the route the series version is taking with Tonhon's character. Tonhon is not homophobic in the book. There are a few comments he makes in the novel that I think could get lost in translation and are a bit narrow-minded. You know, the usual stereotypical bull-type BL authors love to include. He's a tsundere-style character that is struggling to accept his feelings, but it's nothing compared to the they have Tonhon doing in the show. Like I and Nai, for example. Tonhon knew they were dating since the first time they are mentioned in the book. They are introduced to Sean by Tonhon as boyfriends. Let me paint how it went down in the novel, because this is really important to Tonhon's character. This group of four decided to meet up at a restaurant. Tonhon takes Sean to this cafe to eat, but also to meet I and Nai. Sean already knew of them from social media and from Tonhon mentioning them, but he had never actually met I and Nai in person before. Anyways, as Tonhon and Sean are walking into this restaurant and to the table I and Nai are sitting at, Tonhon asks Sean what he thinks about gay people. Sean panics for a second cause he's thinking Tonhon knows he's gay and has a crush on him. But before he could get any further, Tonhon tells him he asked because his friends I and Nai are boyfriends. That calmed Sean down a bit. He of course said he is fine with it. Sean took this opportunity to ask how Tonhon feels about the topic, and Tonhon literally said, "I don't care. As long as they are in love, gender is not a problem at all." Then Sean asked if he's ever had feelings for a guy and Tonhon confirmed no. He's attracted to girls, but that is so different from the Tonhon GMMTV put in the show. Why does he need to be so problematic and homophobic? They are clearly building up the storyline with his dad, so I guess I get why. But why? There is no need to have Tonhon walking around being this harmful and toxic. It bothers me so much when he's not like that in the book. I'm really not liking series Tonhon. Please get Sean I and Nai out of there. They are too sweet to be surrounded by that kind of person. Regardless of how he was raised, Tonhon's behavior is unacceptable. Tonhon's dad isn't even in the book at all. The sister and her husband and the issue with the ex is nowhere to be found. That's why it frustrates me so much that they chose this homophobic storyline that was completely unnecessary. I understand shows need drama to keep it interesting, but this is not it. There is so many things the writers could have came up with if they thought the original story wasn't interesting enough, or if they wanted the adaptation to be different and unique to make novel readers want to watch. In episode 6, Tonhon accepts I and Nai's coming out seemingly with no problem. However, he makes it a point to say he still has an issue with other gays. It's just because they are his friends that he's cool with it. I don't think I need to explain why that's bad. Tonhon has some soul searching and self-discovery to do. I just hope he apologizes for everything he has said and done when he truly feels sorry. I don't want the series to brush over all the harmful things this man has said, as if it's all good because he falls for a guy. That's not enough. While I'm heated, let's talk about Noong, because this is truly the icing on the cake. Noong and Amp's little schemes and horrifying Sean the way they did. Guess what? Also nowhere to be found in the novel. In fact, Noong and Amp don't know each other. They never talked, never planned the evilness that went on in the series. So again, GMMTV, why? Since Tonhon knew about I and Nai from the beginning of the novel, obviously there was no need for a plot like Miriam's. Therefore she didn't exist in the book at all. I'm not sure how I feel about her character honestly. I don't hate her, but after reading the original story, I really don't see the need for her and this whole ton homophobe thing they went for. Her relationship with Ian is kinda cute and she is really supportive of Sean. For that I am grateful and can appreciate her, but I would have overall preferred the series following the novel in terms of Ton's personality, which would ultimately mean Miriam wouldn't exist. The novel does a good job at showing the development in both of their feelings. Ton says a lot of things from his perspective that hint at his feelings for Sean, but the series is very heavily from Sean's perspective. At the time of making this video we are at episode 6. Now we are getting to see more of Ton's perspective, which I should add is common for most shows in general. They tend to focus on one person until around this point and it flips, but the novel from the beginning made a point of letting the audience know how both were feeling, not just Sean. Like there is a part of the book early on where Ton has a dream where he was hugging and kissing Sean, and he often mentions how comfortable he feels when he is with him, but that wasn't really mentioned in the series version until now. I guess that's normal for a series as it can be difficult to do all that in a 45-minute episode, but it would have been nice to sprinkle more of Ton's perspective in the earlier episodes. Since we spent a lot of time talking about Ton's original personality, I thought it was fair to mention Sean's as well. They made him a lot less feminine, which I high-key feel is intentional. I may be looking too far into things, but based on the history of TBLs and the way they cater to straight female viewers, I think they toned Sean down on purpose. Tell me I'm reaching if you think I am. This topic can be a whole essay in itself of how feminine gays are not given the representation they deserve, but Sean was quite different in the book compared to the series. Novel Sean drives a pink Volkswagen Beetle, struts short shorts confidently in the streets etc. To me, the series version of Sean is very much toned down and I want to know why. I was looking forward to seeing this kind of character in a mainstream BL but I guess we aren't getting that. Ton was also very attracted to Sean's femininity. He loved everything about him and I love to read that. This is a simple one that wasn't explained in great detail. Sean asked Ton what that anchor tattoo on his left chest means. Ton said an anchor helps a boat lock itself to the sea, and his heart is next to it. So the tattoo means he will only have one love forever. Also I feel like here I should mention the meanings of their names since it's sort of relevant. Tonhon means navigator or navigation officer. It's a word mainly used for people on ships, and Chonlatee means sea, so the tattoo can be seen as a metaphor and have a bigger meaning. The beach also has a lot of significance to them as a couple, and I think we'll start to see that later on. We saw it from the teaser and even a bit in the flashbacks. So that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what you think of the series so far. Do you think GMMTV should have changed it as much as they did? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye my loves.